Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keep on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Who is this?
Big Bucket.
Big Bucket. Let's go ahead and get this party started, Bears fans. Walter Payton, it's the man. Find Cole Kmet wide open. Touchdown, Bears. Let me put it on again. Keep is on fire. I love it. I could probably beat him in the 40. Let's freaking go, Chicago Bears fans. Breaking news out of Chicago.
I think I can fit in as like a water boy for the Panthers or something. I'm not talking about getting on the field,
Put it right behind me so every time I'm on the podcast, like, you got Isaiah Fry's jersey? Hell yeah, I do. Let's go. You got on with the Bears organization. You got high up. Would I be like a water boy for you or something? What's going on? What role am I? Comment bear down if you love Keek on the Mic and if you love the Chicago Bears. Who is this?
George as house.
And as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You can go and subscribe cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic.
What is going on, Chicago Bears fans? We have some breaking news on Championship Sunday here as the Chicago Bears have made some big news. According to Ian Rappaport, the Bears are hiring Broncos tight end coach Declan Doyle as their new offensive coordinator. Talked a little bit about him, but obviously the big news right now is Dennis Allen, the new defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. And this is a huge hire for Ben Johnson. He talked about how he wanted to bring experience on his coaching staff. And Dennis Allen has a lot of that. But before we break down both of these hires, once again, welcome to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to get all Bears content right here on the podcast. Also, let me know your initial reactions down in the chat. And let me know how you feel about Declan Doyle, the tight ends coach from the Denver Broncos as the new offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. And of course, let me know how you're feeling about Dennis Allen, the ex-Saints head coach, now defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears under Ben Johnson's staff. First and foremost, let's talk a little bit about Declan Doyle. We talked about him just as soon as yesterday, right? Talked about Declan Doyle about being the Broncos tight end coach over the last couple of years. And this is truly a youth movement for Ben Johnson's staff. The guy is only 28 years old. A lot of people are saying that he's a rising offensive mind. But the last couple of years wasn't really good with the tight ends. I would say that was probably one of the weaker position groups for the Denver Broncos. But obviously, he started off in New Orleans from 2019 to 2022 as an offensive assistant. And then when Sean Payton was traded to the Denver Broncos, Sean Payton actually really wanted him to come over to Denver, followed him over to Denver. So that should probably mean a little bit because Sean Payton, to me, is one of the greatest coaches of all time. So it's going to be interesting to see what role he plays. It's interesting that Ben Johnson opted to go with someone that doesn't really have a lot of experience as an offensive coordinator, right? Has been an offensive assistant and obviously a tight ends coach, but not really a lot of offensive coordinator experience. I really thought they would go with David Shaw, the ex-Stanford head coach, because he has a lot of experience. And Ben Johnson made it very clear that he wanted someone that he can trust during the week when he is, doing the other duties as head coach. But now Declan Doyle's responsibility is going to be he has to have a strong connection with Caleb Williams. Even though Doyle is not going to be calling plays for the Chicago Bears, he needs to make sure that he creates a really good relationship with Caleb Williams. It's almost like having an extra quarterbacks coach at this point, right? So hopefully this is good news for Caleb Williams. To me, at the moment, it's an underwhelming hire just by the name, but he is a young offensive mind that can hopefully grow with the Chicago Bears over the next couple of years. So yes, Declan Doyle is now the new offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. But obviously, everyone is here because it's a done deal. Dennis Allen is the new defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. And this was a move that we kind of knew that was going to happen for the last couple of weeks. When Ben Johnson was hired as the Bears head coach last week, Ian Rappaport came out right away and said Dennis Allen was the front runner to become the Chicago Bears defensive coordinator. And I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this for Ben Johnson being a first-time head coach. The first thing when you look at Dennis Allen, you think of great defensive mind. Really great defensive mind, but not a really good head coach whatsoever. But I think having that prior experience as head coach and him going through those failures both times is going to help Ben Johnson, help guide Ben Johnson as he is now a first-time head coach with the Chicago Bears. So this is a really solid hire. So when we're breaking out Dennis Allen right here, breaking him down a little bit here on the live stream, right here on Keek on the mic. Allen is 52 years old, has loads of coaching experience, Bears fans, 27 years, including 21 years in the National Football League. Not only is he a proven defensive coordinator, when you look at his span as a DC for the Saints from 2015 to 2021, Allen's defenses have ranked in the top 10 in yards per game and in the top 5 in opponents' points per game in 2020 and 2021. Check this out, Bears fans. During his 16 years serving as DC, he has coached 10 players to a total of 21 Pro Bowl selections. And that is huge. Not only is he great, schematically, right? He's good at developing these young guys as well. When you look at the current state of the Chicago Bears defense, right, this is already a top 10, top 15 unit in the National Football League with some really young stars. Jalen Johnson, Montez Sweat, Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker. There's talent across the board. And now he's coming into a situation where, he can come in and really just develop and refine this talent that we already have. I'm really pumped up about this move for Ben Johnson for the Chicago Bears. But once again, carries a lot of massive achievements as a defensive coordinator. Is respected around the league. He's a leader. He's just a true professional. And once again, he's 26 and 53 as a head coach. But now he is going to be the leader of the defense, right? He's going to focus on the defense. This is going to be a guy that Ben Johnson can trust with his whole heart, that he's not going to mess things up because he has some massive experience and accomplishments as a defensive coordinator. Once again, Ben Johnson discussed the importance of surrounding himself with experienced coaching that he can lean on, and Dennis Allen really fits that mold. Bears fans, this is a home run hire for Ben Johnson, the Chicago Bears coaching staff. And I really don't say this lightly. And I know the joke around the Chicago Bears right now is, hey, the Chicago Bears keep winning the offseason, but this is a big time move for Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears. Another couple of things about Dennis Allen. I know this is going to be the questions about what type of defense does he run. Right now he runs, and he's always ran, a 4-3 scheme. So schematically, that is not going to change for the Chicago Bears defense. I know that Ben Johnson was kind of talking about it, talk about the 3-4, 4-3. It didn't really matter. But to me, keeping that continuity of what your guys are used to, and they've been running a 4-3 scheme for the last couple of years, I think that's really important when they were looking for their new defensive coordinator. So Dennis Allen runs a 4-3 scheme. When you look at his schemes are known for being innovative and disciplined and forcing QBs to make decisions after the snap. So just a lot of confusion in his schemes, and it has worked in the past. Really excited to see what he does here in Chicago. Of course, Allen likes to create chaos with unpredictable schemes, which forces the QB to work harder. But overall, I'm pumped about this move. I'm pumped about what this means for the Chicago Bears defense. Once again, Dennis Allen is coming into a situation where there's already loads and loads and loads of talent on this roster. So this is a positive thing, not only for Ben Johnson, but it's a positive thing for the Chicago Bears defense. And one other thing, we talk about having coaches here long term. Dennis Allen has been there, done that. He's been a head coach twice, 26 and 53 record as a head coach. You know what that means, Bears fans? That means that he's not going to get poached, right? So he has an opportunity to be the Chicago Bears defensive coordinator for a very, very long time. So once again, pumped about Dennis Allen. I'm a little bit skeptical about Declan Doyle. I was really hoping it was David Shaw, but overall, it's a done deal. The Chicago Bears have their new OC and DC here in Chicago with Dennis Allen and Declan Doyle. So there's a couple other positions, in terms of the coaching staff that they still need to fill out. But overall, the big ones are now done. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the chat a little bit, interact with you guys for a little bit. I really, really do appreciate having 191 people on the chat. I really, really appreciate you guys showing me all a lot of love and support on the whim. We didn't expect this today. I was actually telling my brother over here, he's over here watching the game with me. I was like, I really hope the Chicago Bears don't break news today, because I want to enjoy football a little bit. I want to enjoy some family time. I want to enjoy spending time with my brother as well. But it's part of the gig when you do podcasting, especially on a certain team. So I really, really do appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys do me a favor by hitting that subscribe button. We just surpassed 15,000 subscribers. So really appreciate all the love and support you guys showing there. Make sure to do me a huge solid by hitting the like button as well. like this live stream up. I really, really appreciate you guys. Once again, it's a done deal. Bears have hired Dennis Allen and Declan Doyle as their new OC and DC, and we're right now breaking those hires down. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the chat. Someone said, I'm first. Someone says, love this channel. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much. Someone said, take that, Don Burr. Yeah, I haven't seen Don Burr in a long time. I think I actually have him blocked. Frank says, bear down to you as well. Someone said, who the heck is Declan Doyle, the Broncos tight end coach? Only 28 years old. He's young. He is really young. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that they went that route. I was really thinking that was going to be David Shaw. I even know that my best friend was even saying, hey, I think you guys should go David Shaw. I think David Shaw would have fit a little bit better. Loads of experience, well respected around the league. And here's the thing. I think what Ben Johnson is thinking, he was like, you know what? He's not calling plays anyways, right? So this move is more, I guess, about connecting with Caleb Williams on a different level. Like I said, he's been an offensive assistant. He's been, tight ends coach. I believe he's been a running backs coach as well. But once again, not a lot of experience. It's offensive coordinator, but that doesn't really matter in this aspect because Ben Johnson is calling the plays. Someone said bear down from Salem, Illinois. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I know I've had a lot of people, from lots of different parts of the world tune into the podcast. So I really, really appreciate you guys. MC Fax says, wait, they didn't hire this Declan guy, did they? Yes, they did. Declan Doyle is our new offensive coordinator. Someone said, Philip says, hey, Keek, Dennis Allen is great news. Yeah, absolutely. I'm really pumped about Dennis Allen. Someone said they're stoked. Zachary said they're stoked. Someone said Shaw is way better than this nobody Declan. Yeah, I thought that, David Shaw, what was the better candidate, personally. So this move of Declan Doyle does surprise me, but I'm going to give him an opportunity. And I think the reason why I'm not as stressed as the offensive coordinator hire is because Ben Johnson is calling the plays. So that's what gives, eases my nerves. If Declan Doyle was calling the plays, then yeah, I would be a little bit more stressed, but it's all good. It's all good. Someone said I wanted David Shaw. Someone said Doyle is BS. If this is true, it is true. Someone said, let's freaking go. Yeah, I know a lot of people are really pumped about Dennis Allen. Michael says, love the Allen hire. Doyle, I need to know more about, but I'm trusting Poles and Johnson bear down. Yeah, and that's the thing. You got to trust Ben Johnson on this one. I think when you look at his coaching staff so far, he's had some great hires so far. Getting Randle L over from Detroit, getting JT Barrett, the quarterback's coach for Caleb Williams. That was a huge hire. My favorite hire so far is Al Harris. The secondary coach and defensive backs coach from the Dallas Cowboys. He's well respected. He's going to make a major difference on Dennis Allen's staff. And of course, getting Dennis Allen is a huge Bears fans. Like I said, I don't like to take this lightly. I'm not going to sit here and say the Bears have won the offseason, but getting Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen in the same offense, that you talk about night and day on your coaching staff. You talk about having Matt Eberflus, right, as your head coach and defensive coordinator. And even going down saying, Shane Waldron as well. You go from those coaches to Ben Johnson, Declan Doyle, and Dennis Allen. I will take that as an improvement. Of course, they still have to showcase that on the field, but on paper, it's a massive improvement for the Chicago Bears. Definitely not mad. Definitely not mad whatsoever. MC Fact says, how the heck do you give a guy with no experience for OC? This is BS. Once again, I am not too concerned about it because he's not calling plays. He's not calling plays. Ben Johnson is still calling plays. So basically the OC position, when you have your head coach calling plays, he is just there probably just to be an assistant, right? He's going to be an offense assistant. He's going to have a lot, of intel on maybe seeing things differently, kind of helping Ben Johnson see some things. I am not stressed whatsoever about the hire. Like I said, I feel like it's an underwhelming hire for hiring Declan Doyle as your OC, but I think it really doesn't matter too much because of the fact that Ben Johnson's calling plays. Once again, a lot of people are pumped up about Dennis Allen. A lot of question marks about Declan Doyle, of course. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says, in Ben the Pen Johnson, we trust. I love that nickname. In Ben the Pen Johnson, we trust. We have to get shirts made for that. Someone says, what's good, Keek? What's going on, Sheriff Dog? Thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate you. Someone said, I thought it was going to be David Shaw. Someone says, let's go. Yeah, a lot of people are pumped up about this hire of Dennis Allen, and rightfully so. Someone's asking me, what are your thoughts on JT Barrett coaching Caleb? I don't know how I feel about the hire. Felt we should have gone with a bigger, more established name to develop such a valuable asset. I will say this. there's a lot of inexperience on this coaching staff. I will say this in terms of not like, Dennis Allen's not inexperienced, but Declan Doyle as OC, inexperienced. But when you look at JT Barrett, I think this is going to be his only third year coaching in the NFL. But I do like the fact how Ben Johnson is bringing in guys that have played the position at somewhat of a high level. JT Barrett, a national champion at Ohio State. He can really connect with Caleb Williams on a different level. You look at Al Harris. He is a Packers legend, right? Packers Hall of Famer, right? Played a lot of valuable football with the Green Bay Packers. He's going to be a valuable asset to the defense. And of course, Randle L won a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers back in 2005. So a guy that has massive experience, a guy that has proven that he can be a good coach as well. So yeah, JT Barrett was interesting, but I do like the fact that he has experience. He's younger. I know there was a lot of respect for him back with the Detroit Lions. I know there's a lot of people that were upset about losing him. I think it's going to be huge for Caleb Williams for sure. Thank you so much for the question. I really, really appreciate you guys so much. Someone said, let's go Bears. Someone said, I thought they would break the news tomorrow. Me too. Someone said, haha, Don Burr. Someone said, you're just badgering Doyle's first name. It's pronounced Declan. Oh, my bad. Declan. I am so sorry for mispronouncing his name. People mispronounce my name all the time. Chad says, love the show. Thank you so much, Chad, for tuning in. Someone says Doyle can be taught. Shaw probably has his own system. Absolutely. It's kind of like, you can groom your own guy. And once again, I think he probably wanted a younger guy that he can groom, a guy that's probably still really creative because he is younger. So I do like that. Someone said bear down from the Philippines. Whoa. I'm got to tell my best friend his wife is Filipino. So, that's awesome that you're living in the Philippines and, watching Geek on the Mic, Chicago Bears podcast. I appreciate the love. Flavio B, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate you. Says, good job, bro. Keep doing your thing and bear down to you as well. Once again, trying to get to all your comments. Someone says, bear down, Frederick MD. What's MD, bro? Do you know what MD is? Is that Maryland? Or am I just MD Maryland? I don't know. But thank you so much, all in all, for supporting all the way from out there. Someone said, where did you see it's finalized? Adam Schefter, Tom Pelissero, Albert Breer, Brad Biggs. It's reported. It's a done deal. Dennis Allen is the next defensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears. Declan Doyle is the new OC of the Chicago Bears. Someone says, let's go. FGB. Yes, FGB. Someone says, Keek, I missed everything. What's going on, my dog? I appreciate you tuning in. Yes, yeah, it's a big day. Big day. Big hires for the Chicago Bears. Once again, do me a huge favor by hitting the subscribe button, hitting the like button as well. Breaking news, done deal. According to Adam Schefter, Muck the General says, let Ben Johnson cook. Bear the F down, by the way. Yes, thank you so much, Muck the General, for tuning in. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you here. Someone says, both are very good, experience and youth. Yeah, we have a good mixture of experience and youth on this coaching staff. So I really like the mixture so far for Ben Johnson. Once again, going down. Ahmed Call said, how's it going? Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Someone says, what's up from Nashville, Tennessee? That's awesome. I love how you guys are listening from all different parts of the world. I really, really love that. Someone says, LFG, Dennis Allen going to make our defense great again. Yeah, and that's the thing. This defense is already a top 10, 15 unit, right? We have the talent. We have a lot of good talent on this roster. Dennis Allen, to me, is coming into a really good situation with a whole lot of talent. Once again, someone says FGB. Someone says, I'm Filipino too. LOL. I love it. Someone says, who the hell is Declan Doyle? He's 28 years old. He's the former tight ends coach now of the Denver Broncos. So once again, the Bears breaking news. It's interesting. Like I said, I think it's a good mixture. The Chicago Bears are, and Ben Johnson are compiling their coaching staff, getting it together. And I also have another big news. I totally forgot to mention this. My apologies, Bears fans. The Chicago Bears were also able to retain Richard Hightower, according to Adam Schefter, as our special teams coordinator. So that's also big news. Keeping continuity on the special teams, to me, which was one of our best units this year over the past couple of years. And obviously Richard Hightower, well-respected guy in the locker room. Keeping continuity with some of our coaches is huge. So Richard Hightower is also staying with the Chicago Bears. Going through the comments, thank you guys so much. I'm trying to keep track of everything. Says, what do you think about the supposedly problem Campbell had with Ben? I'm not looking too much into it. Once again, their problems are their problems with the Detroit Lions. He is now the head coach of the Chicago Bears. I'm not sure if I want to believe it. I know Ben Johnson said that there's nothing to it, but you never know. Someone said, let's not joke about the Declan Doyle hire. It's a garbage. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully he works out. A lot of people were saying, think about Salah. I know people wanted Robert Salah. He runs a 3-4, which I understand that, Ryan Poles said there's versatility on this defense to run a 3-4, but it's really smart to keep what your players have been playing over the past couple of years, and that is a 4-3. So, I like the hire of Dennis Allen. Someone said, holy moly, this year they went all in on the coaching staff, hoping for the same mentality in free agency and draft day. Yes, same here. Here. Someone says that's good that Hightower is staying. Absolutely. Someone said Ben is said he's not trying to strip Lions from coaches. Isn't that part of the business? He is showing loyalty to the NFC North rival. Well, here's the thing. He said that he's not trying to poach coaches, but to me, we got a really good coach in Randle L. He's a really good coach at the Lions and I want to lose. And then of course we got JT Barrett from the Lions as well. So he is technically poaching from the Detroit Lions. Right. Ruben says, Ben wants someone he can trust to put in long hours as OC. Not sure Shaw would have done that in the stage of his life. Yeah, and that's the thing. He's 28 years old. I'm 28 years old, right? So I still have a whole lot of energy, even though I feel like I'm starting to slow down the closer I get to 30. But this guy is a young man, right? 28. So he can definitely do those late night hours with Ben Johnson that he's looking for. All right, Swag Silly wanna be a gamer. I love it. Since I usually watch Chat Sports, but they're not dropping anything at the moment, and I came across your channel. Appreciate the breaking news and being one of the first to report it. I appreciate you guys so much for dropping at a drop of a dime when I come on here. We have 254 people in the chat. Make sure each and every one of you not only subscribe to the channel, but also hit the like button as well. I really, really appreciate you guys. Someone said, I really hope Doyle pans out for us. We have a good, solid staff so far. Absolutely. Someone says, you watching the Bills-Chiefs game? Yes, trying to, and then the Bears decided to drop breaking news. So that's how it works. Yeah, the Bears decided to drop breaking news, so I came on here. Yeah, Salah runs a 3-4. I'm not sure why you guys think he runs a 4-3. He's a 3-4. Can you confirm that, bro? He's a 3-4, right? Yeah, he's 3-4. So, yeah, even though Salah would have been nice, obviously the intrigue for him to go back to the 49ers, I don't think the Bears ever had a chance, and I don't think the Bears wanted to switch to a 3-4. Yeah, the Niners offered him top dollar as well. John Walker says the OC job, the tree was pretty much just an admin assistant anyway. Yeah, that's the thing. He's not really the OC. He's OC on paper, but he's more going to be an offensive assistant to Ben Johnson, right? Get game plans ready, probably be like almost part of the scout team in a way. I wouldn't really overlook this hire. I really wouldn't overlook it because Ben Johnson is calling plays. So it really doesn't matter at that point. Yeah, love the Dennis Allen hire. What grades do you give these hires? I give Dennis Allen an A+. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be a simp here. That casual Bears fan. This is an outstanding hire for Ben Johnson on Dennis Allen, right? Declan Doyle, my apologies. Declan Doyle, once again, I'll give it a C, maybe a B-, just right now until I see what he's actually doing. Once again, he's not calling plays, so it's going to be kind of hard to grade that higher. Someone says, sign Trey Smith and draft Kelvin Banks. That would be a good 1-2 punch for sure. Obviously, I think Trey Smith is almost destined to come to Chicago at this point. The connection, not only with Ryan Poles from the Kansas City days, he also played 2 years with Darnell Wright at Tennessee. So you kind of put 2 and 2 together, right? And they can recreate what they had at Tennessee, him playing right guard, right at right tackle. It makes too much sense to me personally. Someone says Ben Johnson A-. Okay. Someone said A for Allen and B- on Doyle. Okay, love it. Someone said he came cheap, and that's what McCaskey likes about hiring Doyle. Absolutely. There's no point of paying big money for an OC when he's not going to call plays, personally. That's how I feel about it. Someone says Dennis Allen is an A+. I definitely agree. Muck the Journal says the only hire that would have been better than Dennis Allen is Chico. I'm not sure who Chico is. Once again, keep commenting down. Okay, someone says, what's the key is Randle L was hired as wide receivers coach, assistant head coach to make sure it was a promotion? Absolutely. He is a big hire, in my opinion. You're talking about him. You're talking about Al Harris, JT Barrett. It's starting to really come together. Yeah, good point, John Watkins said. Dennis Allen has an attacking 4-3 system, which is something that we haven't had since 1985. And that's going to be the big difference, is that he's not going to sit back and let people just torch him, right? He's going to confuse people at the line of scrimmage and after the ball is hiked by quarterbacks. And he's going to be aggressive. And that's something that I really, really like about Dennis Allen. Someone says Ron Rivera is Chico. Yeah, I know a lot of people want a Ron Rivera. I think Dennis Allen's probably a little bit better. Someone said Dennis Allen's A+. Declan Doyle is a C. I agree with that. Chris says we just need a good O-line coach. Absolutely. I really want Dan Rashore. He's currently the defensive coordinator from Temple. Really, really solid experience. He's developed a lot of guys with the Saints. And I had some information on him. Yeah, here we go. 64 years old. You look at some of the guys that this guy has developed. And I'm talking about the offensive line coach, Dan Rashore, right now. He has developed Doug Free, Andres Pete, Teron Armstead, Larry Warford, Ryan Ramczyk, Eric McCoy, and Cesar Ruiz. That is a long list of guys that he really elevated. Massive experience as well. Was with the Saints from 2013 to 2022, where he served as the running backs coach, tight end coach, O-line coach, and run game coordinator. So to me, that is my top candidate. That is my top candidate for the next O-line coach for the Chicago Bears, Dan Rashore. Someone said, heard Ron has health issues. Hopefully not. Toss says, but you look at everybody is coming from the painting tree. Yes, I love it. I don't know why they didn't hire David Shaw. I don't know. Maybe once again, Declan Doyle's young. Someone says Chicago Bears 247 Sports just dropped news on hiring. Absolutely. Yeah, everyone's kind of reporting news right now. Someone says, look at the difference between Luke Getsy and Shane Waldron. No contest, we win now. Yeah, absolutely. It's an A+ coaching staff so far. Once again, Bears fans, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Make sure you guys do me a huge favor by hitting the subscribe button, hitting the like button, sharing this podcast with every single Bears fan that you know. We just surpassed 15,000 subscribers, and now we're on the road to 16,000 subscribers. But once again, it's done deal. According to Adam Schefter, Tom Pelissero, Albert Breer, Brad Biggs, the Bears have hired Dennis Allen and Declan Doyle as their new OC and DC. So obviously a big day in Chicago as Ben Johnson continues to compile his staff. But once again, love every single one of you guys. And as always, bear down.